Alright, when a 5-foot vertical pole casts a 3-foot 4-inch shadow. Now, I'm going to let you know that this 3-foot 4 inches is where most students are going to have problems because they're going to be tempted to just write 3.4. Well, that doesn't exactly work. We have to have 3 feet and 4/12 feet. The 4/12 comes from there being 4 inches in a foot. So we got to make sure we account for that when we do our problem. So we got our pole and our tree. The pole is 5 feet tall, and it's going to cast a 3 1/3 foot shadow. 4/12 reduces to 1/3. Over here, we're going to have our oak tree, which casts a 20-foot shadow, and we're going to put our X in there. Now, let's go ahead and simplify things as much as we can. 3 1/3 is the same thing as 10/3. We'll use that when we go to do our proportion. We're going to do 5 over 10/3 is equal to X over 20. Now, let's go ahead and clean this thing up. Remember, dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we could flip this guy over and make it 3 over 10. Now, before I multiply fractions, I actually prefer to simplify if possible. So this 10 and this 5, that's going to reduce to a 2, and that's going to reduce to a 1, leaving me with 3 halves equals X over 20. Now, if that threw you for a loop, if there's too much, go back and watch that again. Step through it slowly because all this reduction, I realize, can be kind of confusing sometimes. So, now let's go ahead and multiply through. 2 times X is 2X equals 3 times 2 is 60. 60 divided by 2 gives me X equals 30. So we have a 30-foot tall oak tree.